Hello and welcome to another round of Carpenters. Now obviously I can do all the things about nails, got nothing to do with hammer and nails and stuff like that here. This is to do with Karen and Richard. Now these days, Karen. You remember the video I did previously, which I should put a thing up there if I remember. About all those copies of Top of the World that I received, well, all the copies of the cover anyway. I actually did get some other records from them, from Japan, and they so I thought, well, in that case I may as well go the whole hog and share them all. Now, I figure that since I showed you the whole lot of the covers in the previous video, here is the cover that actually has the record in it. There we are. just to prove that I actually did get one with a record in it, and there we are. As you can imagine, I actually did choose the best of the lot of them. It'd be silly if you didn't, wouldn't you? And next up is the single to Bless the Beasts and Children. Now, the picture on the bottom left there would probably be familiar to those who own the Great Hits of the Carpenters Volume 2 LP. That was the photo that was used for that Australian copy. I think the idea with that photo is all you could see were two heads, like Richard's head just kind of popping out of the shadows. Maybe that was the idea. Either that or the exposure was lousy and that's just the way it turned out. But the B-side to this is their version of the Beatles' Help. Now, like Ticket to Ride, I don't like Help either. I'm not one of those Beatles fans that thinks that no Beatles song should be covered, because there's some pretty good ones out there, but the Carpenters, I'm sorry, no, didn't like theirs. But if nothing else, you've at least got the lyrics for it. So if you're not sure or anything like that, you can just go to this and you've got the lyrics, and go for it. And next up is the one which I've mentioned before as far as covers go, where it's sort of so artistically amazing you'd want to fill an entire mural with it, is this. Yes, I went last today without you. I can just see that emblazoned on silos or something. But it's not quite like this, because the other side is this. And a little bit better. Very cheesy, if nothing else. Any lyric sheet in there? No lyric sheet in this one. Maybe there's another copy of this with two lyric sheets in it. Since it is from the same mob. So somebody buys another copy of it and it's kind of, oh, they really won't last a day without you, will they? Just making sure. And next up is the single to Rainy Days and Mondays, used in the cover for the self-titled album there, or the Tan album as Richard refers to it as. So yeah, taking the photo from the album cover. Oh, and good thing about the Japanese singles, as always, you get the lyrics as well. And got to be very careful with some of these, because this is very brittle. If I could just go, no, I won't. Probably thought that I'd go, oh yeah, oh well. Lasted 41 years or whatever. No, not 41. Time flies. 51. 52. Something like that anyway. Oh. Whoever owned it before, though, it looks like they must have been drinking coffee or something around it. Like, oh. I suppose looking at that does look like a good coaster, doesn't it? Put your mug right in the middle there, and there you go. You have your cup of tea or sake or something. And lucky last is Yesterday Once More. Now it seems rather apt to finish off with Yesterday Once More. You could always go back to our Beatles thing with Tomorrow Never Knows. But there's only one problem with this. You've got the cover, you've got the lyrics, got the lyrics as well. But the problem is, and you can probably already work it out, There's no record. They sent me like 5 copies of the Top of the World picture sleeve, and 1 copy of Yesterday Once More, but without the record. Does this mean that there's 1 copy that they've sent somebody with 2 copies of the record? Gotta wonder where all those records went to, don't you? They're an interesting mob to order through, actually. I ordered a Susie Quattro single, I think it was Devilgate Drive, and they did the same thing with me. I got 2 covers of it, like 1 cover with the record and 1 cover like this. Oh, if nothing else, it's always good to have a spare just in case, you never know. But anyway, on that empty note, I may as well sign off, and hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you did, please do all the likes and subscribes and the bells and the whistles and all that sort of thing, because you know I like to mess up my hair whilst doing all of that. And thank you very much for watching. Please take care of yourself, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Ciao!